Welcome. Welcome to our 2024 World Tai Chi Qigong Day.
Our program, I had mentioned earlier, is being live streamed, and the live stream will be recorded, and the recording will also be edited into a YouTube video. So people will have an opportunity to watch our program after the event. We did this last year. Last year, we got rained out. I don't know if you joined us for last year's World Tai Chi Qigong Day event. We were planning to be outdoors, and then we had torrential rainfall, and we quickly moved it indoors, and then threw up a live stream really last minute without planning it. And we got such amazing feedback that it was an opportunity for people who didn't have World Tai Chi Qigong Day activities in their area to be able to participate. And we had people who tuned in from around the world. So we wanted to make that as a part of our event this year. So what we wanted to do this year, a little bit different than in prior years, was instead of doing another 10 a.m. kickoff event, we wanted to do something a little bit more collaborative with our other friends in Connecticut. So I was encouraging students to go out to the Colchester event that kicked off at 10 a.m. And I heard it was a beautiful event, gorgeous day, and very successful event. And then we would do something like a rolling, continuing day of celebrations here in Connecticut. So we are doing an afternoon program that will go into the evening. And we will have demonstrations and workshops sprinkled throughout the day. So this is our part one program where we'll have some demos and workshops, and then we'll do that again, part two with other presenters, demos and workshops, and then part three.
Okay. Um, this routine is from the Health Qigong system. Health Qigong is what I teach here. I really like Health Qigong because it gives a nice physical exercise component that I think just helps us with our mobility. So Qigong, there are many, many kinds of Qigong, and some it is not moving a lot. How Qigong goes onto the side where we're actually moving quite a bit, and it is very much physical exercise. And the most popular Qigong is Ba Duan Jing, a section brocade. So this is going to be like modified where we're doing the whole thing, but not as many times for each of the movements. And then the other one is the 12 movements of Daoying health preservation. This one, it was inspired by the Daoying exercise charts that were found in China in the tombs, and it was the first exercise chart in the world actually. And they uncovered it. And this routine, it's a new routine, but based on those exercise charts. So this is a little follow along. So center yourself. Just always find your center first. Shoulders down. Step out with your left leg. And turn the palms face back. Let the hands open up. And come into a low tree pose, slight bend in your knees. Hands in front of your dantian, allow that lower back to relax. Clasp the hands together, keep the shoulders down. Inhale, press up. Keep the hands pressed up, eyes look straight ahead. Exhale. Keep the shoulders down. Exhale. Posing as an archer. Step out with your left leg. Straight legs, let the hands cross at the wrist. Come down, the right hand is going to draw a bow. Left fingertip point straight up, shift, and press the hands out. Feet come together, relax. And step out. Straight legs. We're just going to do once on each side. Inhale. Exhale. Right foot comes in shoulder width apart. Pelvis relax. Separating heaven and earth. Left hand in front of chest, right hand in front of abdomen. Straighten your legs. Press up and down. Feel the symmetry, right and left side, the same. Exhale. Come back to your start. Inhale. Straight legs, shoulders relax. Let the hand come down. Let it hang down by the side. Turn your palms. Turn arms. Turn your head, looking over your left shoulder to the back. And return. Fingers point forward. Straighten the legs, let the hands hang down. Inhale, looking over the other way, turning the palms all the way around. Exhale, relax. Take your right foot, step it out. Straight legs. Inhale, both hands up. Press hands overhead. Exhale, let your hands rest on your thighs. Pelvis relax. We're going to come up a bit. Shift over to your right side. Take a moment. Right knee over the foot. Find the diagonal line out your head. Feel like there's a stretch out your head. Pulls onto your foot. Bend at your waist, looking at your right foot. Shift over to the left side. Keep looking at that right heel. Come to the middle. Even weighted, body's vertical. Pelvis goes back, eyes up. Exhale. And over to other side. Feel that stretch. Let that knee align over the toes. Stretch out your head. Bend at the waist. Shift over other side. Knee align over the toe. And come to the middle. Inhale. Right foot comes in, shoulder width apart. Inhale, let the hands come up. Exhale. Pelvis relax. Fingers point forward. Straighten the legs. Inhale up. Palms face you, face each other. Let the hands come down. Massage around the rib cage. Deep inhale, open up that chest. Keep your legs straight. Massage down your back. Middle fingers massage down the back center line of your legs. Just go to wherever you can go with straight legs. First, raise your head, eyes look straight, and then raise your arms, elbows by your ears. Looking down on the floor, relax that neck with straight legs, using your core. Inhale up. Palms face each other. Exhale. Inhale, deep inhale. Exhale, massage down, fingertips down, the bladder meridian down the back center line of your legs. Just go to wherever you can go with straight legs. Stay down, just raise your head. And then your arms, relax that neck. Really using your core to come up. We're going to make a Taoist fist. Hands come down, thumb to the base of the ring finger. Squeeze around the thumb. Hands down right below the last rib. Step out with your left leg. Come down. Make sure your knees don't go past your toes. Get into a position you can sustain. Deep inhale in, shoulders relax, eyes clear into your left fist, thrust forward in line with your shoulder. Open the palm. Inhale, rotate palm out. Exhale, rotate palm up. Squeeze around that thumb, inhale in. Eyes clear. Thrust. Open the palm, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Bring your feet together. Hands attached to the side of your thighs, toes together, heels together. Feel like you're getting pulled up from the top of your head. Engage, squeeze, lift up, heels up. Heels come down halfway, whole body drops down. Inhale, engage, squeeze, lift. Use your core, up, up, up. Lower halfway, drop. One more time. Engage, squeeze, lift. Squeeze that pelvic floor up as well. Exhale, drop. Now we're going to go into the 12 movements of Dao health preservation. This is a sample of that routine. We're going to do one movement on one side and then the other movement on the other side. The normal routine, you do once on each side. Okay, beginning of heaven's creation to the left. Step out, left leg, come to the middle. Palms face back. Inhale, straighten the legs, thighs. Look over to your left. Hands come in line with your shoulder. Exhale down. Inhale, looking the other way. Feet come together. Now, double fish hung on the wall to the right. Turn to the right corner, palms face out, open up. Bend your knees, turn over to your left side. Your pointer, middle ring finger into the pulse of your wrist. Kick out your heel to the corner, shift forward, stretch. Press against this acupoint. Keep pressing against the acupoint. Come back. Palm to palm, feet together. Spread them across. Left hand straight up, right fingers point towards your hip. Eyes follow. Hand down. Old horse is stable to the left. Bend your knees. Step out with your left leg. Come to the middle. Palms, open palms up. Inhale, straighten the legs. Middle finger to the logon point in the middle of your palms. Squeeze fists, elbows together towards your chest. Open the palms. Inhale, stretch the hands up. Bend your knees, let the hands come down. Hook the wrists, pointer finger thumb together, bring them back, looking over to your left. Back of the hands together. And spread them apart, shift away, feet together. Ji-tongue shoots allows to the right. Make fists, bend your knees, step out with your right leg. Come to the middle. Open the palms, straighten the legs, press the hands out in line with your shoulder. Vertical fist starting with your pinky. Shift over to your right. Bring your left heel forward so you're pigeon-toed. Aim the fist to the back. And draw a bow with that left fist. Open the palms, come around to the front. Adjust that left foot. Point your fingers in line with your shoulder. Feet together. Exhale down. Bending down to press shoes to the left. Make fists to waist. Turn to your left. Drop that left hand. Bring that left hand up. Turn to the opposite corner to the right. Bring the hand to your shoulder. Keep straight legs. Bend down. Keep facing that corner. Middle finger down the bladder meridian, down the back center line of your leg. Massage around your feet. Make fists. And come up. Rhinoceros gazes at the moon to the right. Bend your knees. Step out right leg. Press the hands down and back. Shift to the right. Left heel comes forward so you're pigeon-toed. Bring the hands up, eyes looking between the hands. Arc the arms down, palms facing up. Come around to the front. Hands in line with your shoulder, adjusting that left foot. Shift your weight. Feet together. This is a challenging move coming up. It's called Lotus Appears Above the Water. I'm going to show this to you in an easy mode and hard mode. First, easy mode. We're going to step out with your left leg. Back of the hands together. Gentle pressure into the joints until your fingernails are touching. Inhale up. Shift away. Now, take your right foot. Easy mode means you bring the knee into the back of the knee, and you're going to press together with the knees together. If you want to go hard mode, you bring the foot further apart. So you're pressing the thighs together, and you come down. And then you form the lotus flower. Lift the lotus flower. Feet shoulder width apart. Watch the lotus flower come up. And feet come together. Golden rooster heralds the dawn. Forefingers make a point with your thumb. Wrist lead the way up. Inhale up. Open the palms. Bend your knees. Down. Now, it's balance challenge. We're going to bend that right leg and try to make yourself as straight as you can. Vertical up, up, up. Good job. Exhale down. Now, the most challenging move, wild geese lands on the beach. Also the most beautiful move. Same cross back step as before, but we're going to go the other side. The hands come up. Shoulder blades come together. Come down. You can go easy mode or hard mode. Stay down. Press the hands out. Flatten the wrists. Come up. One more time. Shoulder blades together. Come down. Stay down. Press out. Flatten the wrists and come up. Feet together. Exhale like the wings of a bird. Come down. White crane flies high. Lift up the toes. We're going to do acupressure massage. Hogu point on the hand massages up the hips, up the body, all the way to under the armpit. Bend your knees. Now we're going to press and twist into the Da Bao point under your armpit in line with your nipples. Twist into it. And then back of the hands together, wrist to fingernails touching, gentle pressure into the joints. Inhale. Heels come up, wrists come up. Gently press the hands up and exhale down. Phoenix salutes the people to our both sides, the left and right. So first, turn to your left, palm faces back. Inhale, open up the hands. Bend your knees. Kick out your left heel to the corner. Palms up in line with your shoulder. Shift away, turn the palms down, and imagine your phoenix puffing out your chest, saluting the people. Hook the wrists, pointer and thumb together. Come back, turn the wrists, open the palms, wrists together, feet together. Inhale, the wings of a phoenix opens up. I'm going to do this to the other side. Inhale, bend your knees, kick out your right heel, palms up in line with your shoulder. Shift your right palms down. And salute the people. Puff out that chest. Now come back. Crossing at the wrists. Inhale, spread the phoenix wings apart. Exhale down. Chi and breath return to origin. Palms face back. Inhale. Bend your knees. Exhale. Bring chi into your dantian. And we will close. Women right hand to dantian, men left hand to dantian, other hand on top. Finding your center, regulating your breathing, coming back into your equilibrium, and come back down. You guys did a great job. Great, great, great job. All right. So that's an introduction into the health Qigong system, which, yeah, there's so many Qigong systems out there. There are so many variations. Qigong is much older than Tai Chi, much, much older. So many more variations. If you think that there are enough variations with Tai Chi, like there's so many more with Qigong. So it's great to get an introduction to many different kinds. So, and I see Rich is over here. Rich will be doing a Meridian Qigong workshop later today. And Kathy teaches a wonderful nature's Qigong as well. But today she's going to be doing silk reeling. Okay, so we are at the conclusion of this section of the workshop. So thank you guys so much. All right.
So I'm Jeffrey Zimmerman. I created this called Harmonetiks, and what we're teaching the veterans is what's called the easy breath. Okay, the kidneys are the batteries of the body. One thing we learned from a couple of our students who are combat medics is that the kidneys will sacrifice everything in order to maintain life, maintain their life. So we're going to teach you how to find that point called kidney one, which is really the essence. It's where all the power comes from your body. And the kidneys are also known as the batteries of your body. Okay. Right now, you are standing on the hugest battery that there is called Earth. Right. And if we look around the room and spending the rest of the day just looking at how people are standing is really the key. Okay. So to find the easy breath is very simple, and everything um, is just about finding that simplicity and flow in your body. All right, so you guys ready to begin? And then I'll give you a little more information as we go. Okay, so the first thing is just take a breath. Take a breath. See where your breath is. All right. Do you have a picture of where your breath is in your body? Here, here, here. All right, just take a picture. Get a feel for it. Right. Then what I want you to do is inhale and move towards your toes, and spend a moment on your toes, and then inhale. You feel how the body tightens with that? Can you feel the constriction in the breath? And then go towards your heels, exhaling, and feel the tightness of the body there, right? So now what I want you to do is just simply inhale towards the toes and exhale towards your heels. And inhale towards your toes and exhale towards your heels. You can do it sitting down if you like. You can do it also sitting down. So inhale towards your toes, exhale towards your heels, and you're going to find like the seesaw, there's that one place right in the middle where you're not going forward and you're not going back, right? Find that place right at the center of that where that teeter-totter is. Can you sense that in your body? And with practice, you'll you'll be able to get it quicker and more effectively. Okay? Do you have a sense of that? Notice your breath now as the difference of where it was from where you started. Is it deeper? Is it different? Can anybody say, do you notice a difference with it? Yeah, it's different, right? So the key is to find, when most people stand and they're breathing, they're on their heels or they're on their toes. And remember, what we want to get is to that kidney 1 point. Kidneys are the batteries of the body in the ancient medicine, in Chinese medicine. So we're focusing to find that place where you get the most battery power from Earth. So now that you found that balance point, you're going to do the same thing, going backwards and forwards. So as you go forward, feel the ball of your foot, and just go back to that fulcrum, what you found before. So inhaling is to the ball of the foot now, and then exhale back to that. And there's a sweet spot right in between. When you find the sweet spot, give me a thumbs up. Just feel that sweet spot. You got that? Yeah, you see? Right. Now, what are you feeling when the sweet spot? Right. You feel much more power. So the idea is this sweet spot is kidney 1. It's earth surge. It's where you are getting the most power from earth. It's where the most power comes up into your kidneys. Okay? Kidneys are the power of your immune system, your life force. So from here, just take a couple of breaths, right? There you go. That's it. So let's do it one more time. The idea is if you get this right, this is in every movement of your life. You can do this anywhere, right? If you're not at the right place, you're constricting your breathing. All right. So let's do it another time just so you get a sense of what, how to find it. So the first thing you do is, just take a breath, right? Normally, right? Just take a breath and you feel where that is in your body. Okay. Then you're going to inhale, moving towards your toes, and then you're going to exhale, going towards your heels. Okay, just slightly, right? You go towards your toes on the inhale, and you're seeking that fulcrum, right? That's right. You do it sitting down. You seek that fulcrum, right? That's it. So you're going forward and back, full. And when you find that spot, you take another breath. Find that place where you're not going forward and you're not going back, right in the center of that seesaw, and then you take another breath. My body's more relaxed. Notice how the body's more relaxed. Yeah, I'm seeing smiles on the faces. Great, great. So then from there, there's the ball of the foot just a tiny bit forward, and then there's that fulcrum place. Ball of the foot, tiny back, and right in between there's a sweet spot. When you hit the sweet spot, you'll feel it. Yeah, you see? Okay. So far, so good. Now, from here, we're going to add to this what we call balloon breath. So, the balloon breath is just you're inhaling and feel the body come up like a balloon and exhale and it comes back down. Don't do anything. Don't, no, just inhale at that spot and you'll just feel like your whole body. Yes, you feel that? You feel how the body gets lifted up by the energy. This is in every movement of the Tai Chi, all the forms, everything you see in the Kung Fu. If you, but you got to get this. That's it. Now, do a couple more breaths like that. Okay? See if you feel the energy between your hands. Can you sense that now? Feel that electricity? So that's the, now the other thing I want you guys to understand is now you feel how calm your body is. Okay? This is what we're teaching the veterans. We're getting them out of the PTSD, out of the anxiety, and out of pain. And the Harmonetics system with the easy breath has shown significant improvement of reducing pain and reducing the anxiety. Feel your body. Feel how calm you are now? And just live. You can live here because you can do this anytime you want. So the first thing we teach you is what is the intention, right? The intention is to find this battery power. Find this spot in your body where you're effortless, right? And now the second thing we teach is the awareness of that. Okay. So the awareness is what am I trying to accomplish? I'm trying to find this battery power. And I can find it in every move, but I got to find it here first. Okay? And what's the action? The action is simply finding that fulcrum, right? And then finding that sweet spot where the body just turns on. Yeah, that's the foundation of everything. So far, so good on that? Great. All right, so now that everybody's found that, okay, yeah, I'll just sit in this for a moment. Just feel that, right? Now we're going to add a little bit of movement, okay? So with your inhale, we're just going to think the bottom of the feet and the top of the head, and then we're just going to reset on the exhale. Bottom of the feet, top of the head, and you exhale. Feel how the body is calmed down. Feel how the brain is calmed down. Top of the head, and you exhale. That's it. Bottom of the feet, top of the head, and exhale. You can do this in a crowd. You can do this at the airport. You can do this anywhere you want, bringing your body back into harmony. Again, this is what we're bringing to the veterans for them to do it for themselves. Yeah. Can you feel the energy between your hands? So we're going to disconnect for 1 second. Just move your feet, whatever. Yeah, there you go. Cool, isn't it? Yeah. Disconnect for 1 second. So let's plug back in. I want you to get it third time. Just get right into it. Okay? This is vitally important. Every movement in your body, if you're right, then you're not connected to the energy. Right? So if you take that moment, I call this tuning the body. You got to tune every day. So we have 6 classes of taking you through tuning the body, like a 6-string guitar, right? So you're getting the first class, the essence of the first class today because we only have 20 minutes. So I'm having to fast forward a little bit. All right, so let's just do it one more time. Smile, relax. Okay? Take a breath. Okay. Find that place in your body where that fulcrum is, right? Just find it. Find where that kidney 1 is now, right? You're going forward and back. So you suddenly find that, oh, there it turns on. Okay? Then bottom of the feet and top of the head. And then you reset on the exhale. Bottom of the feet, top of the head. You're bringing the oxygen, you're bringing the chi all the way through the whole body. Now, if you just add the hands, right? Just what most of you, I'm sure, have done Tai Chi. So inhale, feel that bottom of the feet and top of the head, and then reset. Feel that energy, right? Bottom of the feet, top of the head, and reset. Yeah. Keep your hands towards the earth. Yeah. Are you noticing anything in your palms tingling? That's good. Yeah, that's it. And smile and relax. Okay, so now we're going to add a third point. Bottom of the feet, base of the pelvis, top of the head, and you're going to reset back down. Okay. Bottom of the feet, base of the pelvis, top of the head, and then exhale and reset. Bottom of the feet, base of the pelvis, top of the head, and reset. And then bottom of the feet, base of the pelvis, top of the head, and reset. Does anybody want to talk about what they're feeling? Yeah, so anytime you do Tai Chi, you want to make sure that you're here, okay? So so let's just experiment for a moment, just so you have an idea. I'm just looking at the time to see how much, right? How much time we have, okay? Try to do the same. Now, inhale, find that spot. Now, do it wrong. Do it wrong so you can see it. So lean forward a little bit on your toes. Feel your body now, right? And try to do the same thing. It's off balance, right? Right? And can you feel how tight the body is? All right. So you feel that? Don't fall, but do the same thing on your heels. Just a little bit, right? Try to do the same thing off balance, right? So don't ever do that again. just just find this wherever you are. Wherever you are. Okay, where's that place? Oh, here it is. Plug in. Your whole body goes, whoa, right? Your brain calms down. We actually did an experiment at Columbia Presbyterian Hospital over 20 years ago where when you were not in the right place, your brain went into fight or flight. No matter what you say, no matter what you're meditating, you're in fight or flight. When you're here, the whole body calms down. You get more energy, okay, more power, and that's going to build up your immune system, et cetera, et cetera. So this is what's called the easy breath. I'm just kind of watching the time, okay? Um, so let's just add a little bit more and just keep practicing, right? Every time you inhale, you find that spot, right? So yeah, it's great. Start to feel your body's move. Find that kidney, okay? So the first thing we did is we acclimated to finding the spot. Yeah, there you go, right? The next thing is the bottom of the feet, base of the pelvis, top of the head. Okay, we're intensifying that a little bit. Okay, feel that. Bottom of the feet, base of your pelvis, top of your head, and reset. We're going to take it up to the maximize phase. That's what we teach in every class. We just take more time. Right? There we go. That's it. Wherever you're comfortable, take it just to where you're comfortable, you get the most energy. So think of this now, right? Bottom of the feet, base of the pelvis, top of the head, and then you reset. Okay? Now, huge battery that you're on. Feel the core of the earth, bottom of the feet, base of the pelvis, top of the head, and then you reset back down. Right. Feel the core of the earth, bottom of the feet, base of the pelvis, top of the head, and then reset back down. Reset back down. Earth. Bottom of the feet, base of the pelvis, top of the head. Reset back down. Now feel the earth. Earth. Bottom of the feet, base of the pelvis, top of the head, and reset down. Earth. How does that feel? Can you notice? Do you notice a change in the energy? Tingling more, right? Yeah. So, we'll do a little bit more, which would be a little bit of the second class, and in the first class we'd go into more details, and just trying to get you a little bit of feeling of the easy breath. The moment that you're a little bit forward, the breath is no longer easy. The moment that you're a little bit on your heels, the breath is no longer easy. So it's vitally important to just find that kidney one where the earth can naturally come up into your body. That's why it's really, you know, so important to find this tuning. Without this, you're always compromised, right? So when you're doing any of your forms or any of your motions, make sure that you're actually, you feel that, okay? So let's do one more round so you have it, then we'll go to the next. So one more time, find that place in your body now. Where, right, plug right into it. Can you guys feel it? You feel how you're there? Yeah. As soon as you're there, right, you can see, if you look around, everybody's body is starting to move with the breath, right? That's it. And then you test it just a little bit by leaning forward and you feel it tighten. No good. Go back. Oh, this is where it is. Okay? So the first thing you do is you find that spot, and then we start doing the balloon breathing, right? Body goes up. There you go. And exhale. Inhale. Balloon. Exhale. That's it. Inhale, balloon. Feel your bodies now. In just a few minutes, feel the change of that. That's it. Yes, you can do this any time, especially when you're in a challenging situation, during the day. Okay? So this is the balloon breathing, which is the second part of what we're teaching, right? And then we just add the hands. The hands go with. Inhale up. Now you're yeah, right. Now you're moving that's it. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. She's just like, yeah, you know? That's beautiful. That's it. Make it beautiful. Right. Feel it. Yeah, that's it. It's cool. It fixes. Yeah, whatever there's problem, pain or whatever, yeah, it's just gonna go right through there. It's like it clears out the pain. Just let it beautiful. Do it. Yeah. Got that. That's it. Yeah, softer, just softer. Allow it to go through. Don't do anything. Yes, guys. Now feel all of us now. Can you feel this? Feel the power. Yes. Okay. Whatever you do, any of your anything. Yeah. You walk down the street. Feel this. It's beautiful. And then we're gonna add, right? Let's do it all together now as if we're a band, right? Earth, bottom of the feet, base of the pelvis, top of the head, and reset back down. Earth, bottom of the feet, base of the pelvis, top of the head, reset down. Earth, bottom of the feet, base of the pelvis, top of the head, reset back down, and then earth, bottom of the feet, base of the pelvis, top of the head, and reset back down. And just stand there now. Just feel it. Okay? Right. Class, we have more time and we go deeper. Just giving you guys a sense of feel the easy breath. Feel how vitally important that is. Right? Every movement. Yeah. Can you give me some more feedback on the hands? So be aware when you do your Tai Chi now, when you do your Qigong, when you do your forms, how you practice it, And then you come back and you're like, I just did a move like that. Make sure that you come back to this. Train it all back to that flow. Okay, so let me give you a little bit about the next class till we get, so I'm giving you just a little taste of the classes. Remember, there's 6. So feel that, get a sense of, can you guys feel there's an upward flow of energy? Okay, on the planet Earth, there's what's called, the hydrological cycle. So there's an upward flow of energy or moisture, right? And then the rain comes down, right? And the upward flow, and the rain comes down. Right? So feel the upward flow, right? So inhale, keep your hands here, right? That's it. And harmonize. Feel that upward flow. This is the yin energy. This is the receptive energy. Your lungs, your spleen, your kidneys, other systems of your body are nourished by this upward flow. Yes. What I love is how beautiful everybody's doing it. Just feel the beauty of that. Are we done, Shirley? Okay. Do you guys have any questions? So remember, for the rest of your lives, for every moment, you can find this, right? Wherever you are. And the most important time, so we have 3 times to practice. When you feel good, right? When you feel challenged, right? When you want to feel better, just do that. And when you want to share it with somebody else, you can always share it with somebody else, especially during the holidays. Okay, feel your energy. This right here, feel it. Yeah, I like the smiles. You guys are doing gorgeous. Yeah, just feel that. Feel it. Yeah, yeah. It's good. Thank you all.
Yep. Okay, so the demonstration that we're going to be doing, as Sifu Shirley talked about, is Jianfa. And so this is basic cuts and partner works. We don't do any form work in our Jianfa class. So whatever style you're practicing, or if you haven't started at all, either way is perfectly fine. You just have to like sword. So we'll begin. And so these are things that we typically do. So we're going to begin with what's called the willow bends exercise. And so Bob is going to thrust at me, and I'm going to turn out of the way. And since it's a sword, I don't want it to hit me. I want to sense the energy and then turn from the waist before he comes in. Okay? And so as he thrusts in, I'm just going to step or turn out of the way. Okay, and now we're going to continue. Bob's going to do the same thrust at me, except this time I have my sword to turn and deflect with. And then we can also do cuts as well as thrusts. So I can do a cut and he can deflect. And then I'm going to feed him a thrust. He's going to deflect, cut in at me, because also in this we have our footwork. So we're working and stepping out of the way of incoming strikes. Okay, and now we're going to do some light free play. We're not padded up, so we're not going to go too hard. So Bob's just going to thrust at me. And now this is not a partner set. This is totally unscripted. So I have no idea what strike he is or isn't going to deliver. That time when I reached out, he cut my arm. So we just reset. And in most of Jianfa, it's like very quick and I'm staying off my back. I can also come around and reinforce, strike with two hands, but primarily we're staying back and it's a lot of quickness. Okay. So that's a sampling of what we typically do in our Jianfa class and studies. Thank you.
时琴声摇，弹一曲闻灵空回响。你还在问吗？问尽古来世人的痴狂，谁又在远方？再问世界故人黑白灰与几多亮？还能忘记吗？远山过去一抹人茫茫，君又在何方？相望普望。这是云寒光，风乱逼出生命阳，他却不肯忘，他尽前尘是过往，逼真正理想，难避恩怨是非狂，今时琴声摇，弹一曲闻灵空回响。你还在问吗？问尽古来世人的痴狂，谁又在远方？再问世界故人黑白灰与几多亮？还能忘记吗？远山过去一抹人茫茫，君又在何方？相望。你还在问吗？不问古今世人的痴狂，谁又在远方？难解世界故人黑白灰与几多亮？还能忘记吗？坎坷散去为你我不忘，与君在身旁，别来无恙。
How many people have done the bear before? The bear play or the animal play at all? All right. How many people do a little Tai Chi already? How many people knew the bear was already in your Tai Chi? Right. There's a bear movement, very specific. Everybody knows there's a bird, right? There's a crane that gets named. And the movement right before that is the bear. Typically in Mandarin called kao. Right? Kao, to lean in, right? To rub up against. Often it gets translated as shouldering, right? Or a shoulder stroke. That's a little limited because really the contact could be with any part of your body or the whole side of your body.
leaning in. In fact, not just in that one place that occasionally gets labeled the shoulder strike or whatnot, but potentially in almost every transition, right? There's a bit of that shouldering feeling. And the shoulder is kind of an indirect reference to the bear. Right? The shoulder movement is associated with the bear. So if we look at a modern version of the bear play, starts with a bit of a weight shift and something that often we don't do in our Tai Chi form, right? A little bit of a side bend. So I'm going to get that side bend by dropping one shoulder towards the floor. I'm going to drop the other one down toward the floor. As I do that, I could start to sag, and that would be a problem. Right? That's going to feel a little uncomfortable. It's going to tend to bring my weight up. I want my weight to come down through my body, down through my feet, down through my arms. So I'm going to keep my chin a little in. Feel the crown of the head rising up. I'm sure you've heard that somewhere before. But as we sink down and lean in a little bit, right, think of the counterbalance of the head. And when we think about our shoulders, thinking maybe first and foremost about our shoulder blades. So don't think up here, think back here. Think of sinking your shoulder blades down into your back. Very much the same way you'd think of sinking the back of your hips under and lengthening your spine. In fact, we can do both at the same time. That's one of our internal coordinate or external coordinations, right? Shoulders and hips. So they kind of do the same thing. And I may notice there's a little twist happening as well. So as I sink down into one leg, does your body stay facing straight ahead, or is it starting to turn a little bit one way or the other? So as I drop that shoulder, I may feel it rolling forward slightly. And I should breathe very slowly, evenly, relaxed. I should not try to coordinate my breath with the movement. So breathe through the movement. The breath, ideally, a bit slower than the movement, as long as it feels comfortable. And as I release down that shoulder, as I said, sinking the hip, dropping the weight through that leg, dropping the weight through that arm, and then feel how it releases up again, as if my leg were a spring, right, including up through my hip. And that sinking down compresses that spring a little bit. And then it releases, brings me back up through the center, and I sink down through the other side, gently compressing that spring and releasing up. And I may notice something changing in my feet a little bit on that heavy side. As I first start to shift my weight and sink down, you may feel your foot spreading out a little bit, making some room. But if it just keeps spreading, 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 the spring kind of unravels, right? You don't get that push back up again. We compress the spring a little bit. If the foot just keeps spreading out, that spring-like compression kind of dissolves or dissipates. So as I start to shift my weight, I start to feel the spreading, and then I feel as if my foot is grasping the floor, as if it's grabbing it, as if I'm activating the arches, and I feel a little bit of springy tension coming into my foot, my ankle, maybe even reaching up into my lower leg. So I can feel that each weight shift has something like 2 phases. We don't need to try to analyze it too closely. Right? We don't try to make 2 separate things happen, but noticing that 2 somewhat separate and somewhat related things tend to happen together if I maintain a little support. If I keep my chin in, that head lifted, as I'm sinking my shoulders and sinking my hips, then when I start to feel that pump, right, that lift, this grabbing the floor in my foot, it seems to connect up through my legs, up, right up, connect right up to the crown. I may feel a little lift in the pelvic floor. I may feel it where my tongue is against the roof of the mouth. Again, another thing I'm assuming a lot of people have heard before, tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth. Sinking down from the top, releasing up from the bottom. And I can start to step in place. As I drop that shoulder, I feel a wave-like movement out through my arm. So my elbow, my wrist are all involved. The wrist is a little extended, meaning my wrist is dropping first, and then the knuckles drop, and I feel my wrist slightly flexed. But rather than trying to make that happen, I'm trying to just let it happen. So as I step out, say to one side, I'm going to step out on the heel and then roll into that foot. And the wrist feels kind of similar. Heel to knuckles, like heel to ball. And then I'm going to rock back and rock forward. Take a few steps in the middle, step out to the other side. It doesn't really matter how many steps, how many rocks. And I may notice that there are two complementary circles in my shoulders here. As one shoulder is dropping down, I may feel like, oh, that lifts the other shoulder a little bit. And then after that first shoulder drops down, it rolls back and the back shoulder rolls down and the front shoulder. So I can feel that little side bend. I can feel how one side of my body stretches out a little bit and the other side shortens, right? Just with each step, with each shoulder drop. There's an expression that the bear is boneless. The bear is often associated with water and the kidneys in Chinese medicine. In Chinese medicine, the kidney system is the origin of the Dantian, which I'm sure, again, something a bunch of people have heard of. So a lot of things we could be paying attention to now, enough that it could potentially get a little distracting. We're just sort of rocking back and forth, a little like the swaying of the waves or being in a ship. Right? And also a little like a pump, pumping, right, the whole body, right, like the handle of the pump and drawing water up out of the ground, right, through that pressing and grasping of the feet. So if I can feel that coordination between my foot and ankle, and I start to feel the movement in my hip, there's another kind of pumping action there. And they start to connect up. Unless I try to make that happen, in which case it's a little hard to get it to connect up. So if I don't try too hard, I usually feel a little something, right? If I think I might feel a little something, then you do feel something. And where are we pumping everything up from the ground to? Pumping it up into the abdomen. So I might start to feel something moving around in my abdomen, right? Or it may just feel like a little change of tension, right? In some way, I don't have to be super specific about it. I feel, right, the tension in the muscles and tissues, even deep abdomen just shifting around a little bit, following this movement in my legs and guided by the movement of my shoulders. Until maybe when I shift forward, I feel like something sort of filling up, moving to that side, right? That internal tide. When I shift forward, the movement in the abdomen is forward. When I turn that side forward, the movement in the abdomen, the deep abdomen, is to that side. When I sit back, the movement is to the rear of the abdomen. So there's no big mystery here, but I feel internally, right, mirrors what I'm demonstrating externally, right? All of a piece. So they often say there are two schools of the bear. And given how many versions of the bear exercises there are, it always sounds kind of surprising to hear there's only two schools. So what do they mean by two schools? Well, there's one thinking that associates the bear with the kidney and water, and the other school associates the bear with soil or ground, and the spleen, or what in Chinese medicine is really the digestive system, right? And I would argue that whenever you're doing the bear, you're very much doing both of these things at the same time. So this is probably the most popular version of the bear that we're doing right now. The one's become very widespread in the last 25 years, 30 years or so. There's another exercise that goes with it. There's just two moves. That's one of the reasons it's popular. It's very short. So I put two hands on my abdomen. I sit back into my hips a little bit, make sure my knees are bent. And then I just bow forward a little bit. Then I roll to the side and I let my body carry my hands around a little bit of a circle. So this is a little bit similar, right? I'm still sort of dropping one shoulder down and then the other. I'll feel some of this movement in my waist, but I should also feel some of it in the hip. If I can keep the feeling of the tailbone dropping under the body a little bit, not tucking and holding, but just releasing the lower back, it's helpful. It helped me get that feeling of the weight still sinking down into the legs, making the legs and the feet a little heavy. So I go back, I extend back, the hands are a little bit above navel height. I bow forward, the hands a little below. It's easy enough exercise, enough so that I can start to bring my attention again from the outside to the inside. Right? I can feel my hands rubbing the surface of my body. It's something almost everyone can feel. But do I feel anything deeper in the abdomen? Again, not looking for anything particularly complex, esoteric. There's no secret, right? What am I listening for in the deep abdomen is something following the external movement. Very simple. Can be. Yeah. I definitely switch directions after a while. So most people get tired of going one way after a while, then you can go back the other way. All this looks a little different from our Tai Chi though, right? What's the most obvious way? I already said it in the beginning, right? We don't usually see a lot of obvious side bending. Every once in a while, the Wu Jin Chan style, You see some big side bends here and there, but mostly Taiji emphasizes the Taiji axis, right? The Taiji pole, staying nice and vertical. So how do we get some of these things happening in the form, or how do we discover that they may already be happening in our form so we can experience them a little bit more? So again, this is the very popular version, a very sort of obvious external performance of the bear, which is a really good way to get started on it. There are much more subtle versions as well. So if I take that same weight shift, just putting one foot out to the side, and I shift my weight forward and back, let's say I just put my hands right around my navel or a little below, and I just push forward, sit back about 60, 70% of my weight. Each time I sit back, making sure I keep that front knee bent, keep a little bit of that springy feeling in it. Try to let the tailbone sink under, let the lower back open up, relax and release. And then shifting forward, keep that back foot planted. Really relax that back hip so I really still feel the foot is planted on the floor. And as if I was on a track, just moving very straight forward and back, keeping my hips squared up with that front foot. This should start to remind us a little bit of movements from a Taiji form. And again, listening to what I feel in the abdomen. When I move forward, do I feel a kind of deeper weight or current or subtle tension that moves from my back toward the front of my abdomen? When I sit back, do I feel the reverse, like the lower back kind of fills up? Right? Perhaps almost like I have a ball in there, right? I saw the balls earlier on that side of the room. The ball, it's like a little bit of a weighted ball though, right? The weighted ball rolls to the front, it rolls to the back. Again, nothing particularly mysterious. It's just, right? If I shift forward, the ball rolls that way. So I might even be able to feel it under my hands. Every time I come forward, my lower abdomen feels a little full. Right, as I go back, it feels a little less so. And again, I'm not breathing with the movement. Ideally, I'm sort of breathing through the movement. Now, if you breathe with the movement, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Certainly won't hurt you. But what you may start to notice more than this feeling of weight or pressure shifting, following the weight shift, you just notice what you're feeling with your breath, right? Inhale makes your belly feel a little full. Exhale, a little less so. But if I'm breathing more slowly than that, it allows me to feel a bit more, right, of the connection in my abdomen just to this weight shift. If I put my hands on my low back, maybe I can feel how the lower back fills up a little bit, feels relaxed and loose, but kind of firm and well supported or a little full, like it fills up. And then I feel on the way forward a little less so, even though I'm still trying to drop my tailbone under. I do the same thing to the other side. It's just gently shifting forward and back. And right, this is not a complicated thing that I'm trying to make happen mentally, right? This is something that's just there to be felt. Right? I can, by paying attention, by adjusting my posture a little bit, by releasing excess tension, I might feel a little more clearly, right? But it's there already. Now, if I turn my body a little bit towards the front here, and I do that same weight shift, I don't necessarily feel it when I go forward, come to the center of my abdomen. That's not the front of the movement anymore. This side is, right? When I sit back, I feel something move to my back, but it's more on that side. So the whole axis of movement becomes a little diagonal, right? Because just the position of my body. Right? This is in many ways the easier way to shift, right? It's a more natural, relaxed position of the hips rather than keeping them square like this. Again, I might change sides. Let this side fill up. Right? This side doesn't collapse, right? But it just feels a little less full. Sit back, now it feels a little more full. Right? The kidneys associated with the low back, and also the low abdomen. The spleen in Chinese medicine associated also a little bit with the low abdomen, even more so the area around the navel. Right, a little higher up, but there's a kind of interplay here, right, between the front and back. We could also think of it as an interplay between the kidney and spleen, between the digestive function and the root, right, of the body, which is what the kidneys are. Right? They're the foundation, the inherited foundation of the body's qi. So there's two big options now, past just keeping my hips straight the whole time or keeping them at a little angle the whole time. One is to shift forward and turn forward and then relax back. Right? Simple enough. Turn to the front as you shift forward, sit to the back, turn back out. So you're always turning towards whichever foot you're moving. So I sort of bringing that fullness back to one side and then bringing it more centered to the front. Right? So a slightly asymmetrical movement. It's not corner to corner. It's not straight front to back. And then the other option would be sit back but stay facing straight. Just make sure to relax and open up that hip so your knees over your toes, your hips right over your heel. And as you shift forward, just let the body turn out a little bit. So away from the foot you're moving toward. All right, so that again is going to make that side full on the way forward, but when I sit back, it's more even in my back. So again, a kind of asymmetrical movement internally. So keeping things simple, those are our four options. So let's put the hands back in. So if I'm keeping my hips straight the whole time, the hands are rolling forward and back. When I sit back, the wrists are a little extended. The wrists are dropping towards the floor and the knuckles are up. And when I'm shifting forward, the knuckles drop down. The wrists are slightly flexed. So I feel that kind of pumping in my feet. I feel it happening in my wrists. Feel it happening in my hips. Feel it happening in my shoulders. And hopefully, I still have a little bit of that internal feeling in the abdomen. Right? So again, very simple. Everything's just working together. Connecting the upper and lower with the abdomen. And then if I shift and turn, so now I'm sitting back the same way, but as I come forward, I'm turning my body and lining this arm right up over that leg. So it's not too big a twist. So we don't see any more of that big shoulder dipping, right? We see you have a nice erect spine, a nice good vertical axis, but it still has all the bear feeling in it. Let's come back and change sides again. So this time I'm just going to keep my hips at that angle the whole time, forward and backward. So this is hard to get much of a roll of the arms at all. And this is in fact not one of the movements you typically see in the bear, right? Because it's very hard to get the same kind of coordination, right? So it's a good warm-up position, but very hard to get that rolling sensation here in the bear, right? I could sort of sway my arms back and forth, but there's something in that. But let's sit back and turn the angle out towards the back leg and shift forward and turn towards the front leg. Let's do that one. When I sit back again, the wrists are going to drop a little bit and then turn into it. Looks like we're finishing up. And what's driving the movement? It's the spring, right? It's the sinking down, then feeling that spring force or accumulate in that front leg and release it. It just brings me back, and my weight sinks down there, generates a spring, springs me forward, so the movement becomes very automatic, right? The one that's called Kao in the form, right, is the one where we, right, line up that front arm and that front leg, right? But we have the other movements throughout the form too, right? We have them in movements like on, to press down, which is a movement you see show up in bear forms, right? So there's nothing to say this is the bear in Tai Chi, right? But at the same time, there's nothing to prevent you from putting everything you learn about doing the bear into this movement, right? And there's certainly movements where we start with more of an angle and end up more straight, right? So like a Peng Lu, right? Whenever I shift the weight, I feel the foot spreading out a little bit, relaxing my weight down, relaxing through the hip. But then, right, something becomes active again and lifts up. And then I sink down, sink into that front leg, release up and back. My hands get involved. I start to get distracted by them, right? If I'm not distracted by my hands, I'm distracted by my feet, right? Where's my weight? What's my footwork? So easy to forget about what we feel in here, but it's already happening, right? So just remembering to notice, and the bear can really help with this, right? Because the bear is very much about developing the abdomen. One bear movement develops the front, another the flanks, one the back, one the pelvic floor. It's very typical when you see a bear routine that they all, right, work different aspects. All right, so thank you.
Who here does Tai Chi? Good. World Tai Chi Day, you never know. You might get people that haven't done it. I have this theory, some of you might already subscribe to it, that Tai Chi is good for you. Just, it's a working theory. More than that, I have a theory that Tai Chi is so good for us that it's good for those observing the Tai Chi. Like, I think that the health benefits of Tai Chi Chuan extend beyond the person doing them to the people observing. If the people observing are not observing this way, right? Or just waiting for their turn. But if they're actually into it and they're trying to feel the movements, I think that energy finds its way to the observers. So I'd like to kind of test that out a little bit in this workshop. One of the things that's nice about this is it allows me to practice Tai Chi when I can't practice Tai Chi, or shouldn't, right? Like in the grocery store or something. Like, how can I get away with the practice of it when I can't? Or I've actually practiced for 3 hours today and I should physically take a break, but can I observe it and take in some of what happens in Tai Chi Chuan? So what I suggest that we do, if I can get a volunteer or two to do a little Tai Chi to put you on the spot, I'll do it with you too. What I'd like to do is ask you as an observer to consider something that you do get out of Tai Chi. Maybe you feel warmed up, maybe you feel relaxed, maybe you feel softer, maybe you feel taller, maybe you feel more energized, maybe your energy feels more even, something like this that you might expect in Tai Chi Chuan. And what I'd like you to do is just try and access that while you observe one or a few of us practicing Taijiquan, and see if you can touch in on that thing in a way that hasn't come from you, but it's come from the community, which feels like a nice World Tai Chi Day kind of thing to do. Anybody brave enough to volunteer to practice in the middle? You want to give us a little? Yeah. So it's not about a performance. We're not critically watching. We're actually just trying to feel. And what I'd ask you to do is consider what kind of posture would you like to be feeling Tai Chi in? It might like look like a Tai Chi posture, but it probably doesn't look like this. And maybe you're just gently stretching and there's like a little bit of movement. Maybe you want to sit. Okay? So if you'd like, hmm, hmm. That's fine anytime. So what we might ask ourselves as we're observing is, are we trying to observe with other senses, or are we really primarily doing it with the eyes? What would happen if we turned away? Well, it would be a little rude if you were practicing Tai Chi and we all turned around. But what might I feel? In Tai Chi Chuan, and indeed many of the related arts, we're very interested in being present. And the, I don't know, see if it's any better. I'll just speak up more. I could definitely fill the room. I was trying to be quiet because I'm mic'd. I don't know how loud that is. So in Tai Chi Chuan, one of the things that we want to do is be present. We want to be in this moment. And the senses are an avenue to this moment, but thinking is not. Thinking is like an invasion of the present moment. So if we watch somebody else perform and you think, oh, I know this form, or oh, I don't like how she did single whip, or I know what comes next, then I'm in a thinking place, I'm not in a feeling place. So I'm actually practicing not letting the Tai Chi in, if you like. Some of you might recognize this from your own form practice, where you're busy with all your thoughts about the practice, all your criticism, all the things that you know about it, but that you don't feel or express. And so I used to do this when I was overseas. We would go sort of circumambulate a park where people would be practicing, but like a block away, and try and sense out like who's practicing in a way I want to join with, rather than having my eyes say, oh, she looks good, or that looks really cool, or that looks too vigorous for me, or whatever. I'd actually just kind of feel out, oh, I think whatever's going on over there is where I want to be today. And then I'd go over and I'd find out what it was, and that's where I'd try and insinuate myself into some practice and get some study in. So thank you. That's hard to just get up, but I think we should go on the road because I've been teaching for like 40 years, and it's nice not to teach when I'm supposed to be teaching. So I think I've cracked the code. So thank you. So what I'd like to do, yeah, thank you. What I'd like to do is do this a little bit with push hands. Who does push hands? Is anybody here afraid of push hands? Okay, good. Well, that happens. You will be after you push with me. Often what push hand, who's done push hands? Can I borrow a partner? Yeah, anybody. Yes, great. So yeah, just come on up. Yeah, come on up. Yeah. So often what happens when we do push hands, we set up this immediate dynamic, which is I'm going to get you to move and you're going to try and get me to move, right? Which is this. Even though we use the words that say, oh, kindness, calm, relaxed, yielding, it's not actually what we're doing. I'm trying to get the other guy, because suddenly the most important thing to me in the world is that this guy steps. Doesn't matter what anybody says, right? So what I'm going to try and do is suggest push hands for healing, and let's have you push me. At this moment, it's clear I'm going, right? Like I'm probably not going to save that. What I'd like you to do at the moment that you get me there, go ahead. At the moment that you get me there, save me so we can play. So we're playing, and the moment I get you here, I want to work to save you. But I don't want to save you the way I try and save my coffee that's spilling, where I go, oh, that was close. I almost ruined my day. I want to save you with Tai Chi. So he's about to go, and how do I bring him back from the edge to the center so that we can play? Does that kind of make sense? All right. So what we're looking for is through sensation and presence to maintain your sort of Tai Chi ideals in that moment of uh-oh, and actually draw the person back. So we want to bring them to the edge and find their way back so that we can continue to play the way we would normally play. If anybody gets bruised, you probably weren't doing it right. If you rip somebody's t-shirt, you probably weren't doing it right. If you tense up but you saved them, but it wasn't really Tai Chi, was it? Does that kind of make sense? So I invite you to pair up, and I'm happy to try it with anybody who wants to feel what I'm talking about, and maybe I'll bounce around and help out. Okay? Let's give that a try. Try not to think, try and feel, try and use sensation, not expectation. Try and play, and actually try and live in a place that you're trying to find that place where they're going to step. Are you calling them out? I saw you with the dodgeball before, so I'm thinking you're calling somebody out. That's my expectation. I love it. Here, let me do it with you. We'll play for a second. Good. Just kind of free play. One of us gets the other at some point, you know, kind of almost gets them. And in that moment of getting them, we want to try and bring them back rather than have them get lost. Good, you got me. Yeah, and back. And back. Yeah. So you're on, then how do I bring you back? Like that. Because I wanted to just, that, but that's not what we're doing. Nice. And you brought me back to my feet because I was about to be there. So your thinking is here's where you're in trouble, but that's okay. I'm with you and back. But without any excitement. Like this is excitement, like that, right? So I'm just bringing her to the edge, coming back to center, and you're doing the same for me here and there. So we kind of explore our boundaries and our relationship to center. And I'm just trying to stay present enough to listen to that. Yeah, nice with the down. Nice, Constanza. Yeah, very nice. You could try it again. I'm a little bit in trouble there. No, probably brought me the wrong way, but I think you knew it. I think you knew it as soon as you did it. So you were listening. So I'm drawing you that way, but you're not gone yet. You're just being athletic, but I'm going to try and bring you back. Feel how I brought that calmly, right? You were kind of tipped and I didn't kind of this. I just try to calmly bring you back. Good. So now we're just being a little more free. We're kind of moving our hands wherever feels comfortable. But if that's too much for you, you can just start with a fixed place. Like here's where we're touching, here's where I'm touching, whatever we're both happy with. Try and lead me off a little, but don't go too far. I'm in trouble. How do you bring me back from there? That's harder. Yep, that's fine. Use a little of this. Nice. Yes. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Very nice. Did I abandon you guys right when you needed me or not? Because they pulled me over. Okay, good. I didn't want to, if you were about to ask and I got dragged off. Right. So one of the things that we want to do is we're probably both experienced enough to know that I see, not necessarily visually, but I think that they're about to stumble. No, probably neither of you surprises the other at that point. Like that point doesn't sneak up on us. But what I'm interested here is, can I do it with you? What I'd like to do is not have that arrive with my mind, but with my listening. So at the moment that she feels me off, right? She's listening for that. And then still using Tai Chi, she's just going to draw me back, but nothing exciting, nothing extra grippy, nothing tight. Could be, yeah. Usually it's keeping the feet in place, but I don't think I lifted yet with you. I don't think so, yeah. Nice. There she is. Good. Good. Not yet though. You're still present. Still, yeah, but let's not think our way. We both can think that you're going to be in trouble. Right. You're in trouble, but you're not off. So I want to try and bring you to the off, just about off, and then can I help you back? Right. And I'll bet you can help yourself back. We know that. But how can I not be excited at the moment of imbalance? And how can I extend my concern for you, not just me? Which we don't usually do in push hands. It's just, I got you, you got me. For sure. So this is me extending the Tingjin into you, and you into me, of course. But it's with concern, not proving some silly point about I can push you over. That's so nice. You could reach this towards the floor there. There I go. Yep. There you go. Let me try it with Sydney. That's fine. But ideally, once you start to want to step is when I actually bring you back as opposed to lose you, right? And similarly, if you start to get me right here, just, yeah, but you added a little firmness. I don't think you needed to, is my point. But you did respond at the right time. Here I am in trouble, and bring me back so we can keep playing. Right. So here you are in trouble, but can I bring you back calmly without any excess pressure? Good. Yeah, you got me. Just lead me back a little, but not too far. Probably too far to recover well. You'd probably have to rush into the burning building there. Yeah, that's nice. Yes, yes, yes. Do you have a question? You want to play it? Okay, you want to play? I'm not sure. So playing, feeling, try not to think our way to what comes next, just being present. Good. And you're just about done, but not yet. Now you're about to go. Let me see if I can bring you back calmly. You got me for sure. So you saved me, but it didn't feel like Tai Chi. Like yeah. And maybe you started just a moment too late, perhaps. But overall, it was good. I mean, you didn't panic, but it became a little fast and tense to get me back. And we want our measure in to be how we meet the challenge, not if we met the challenge. So we want to feel that Tai Chi is going to meet the challenge. Nice. Now just use your whole body. Just bring me back to my center. Right. Nice. Nice. Yeah. One more. Good. I'm off. Just breathe, settle, connect. Yes. Yeah. Ah, that was nice. Okay. How's the volume? We're okay ish. Who knows? So what I'm going to invite you to do, we'll get somebody else to just do a short little piece of Tai Chi in the middle. And I don't mind if it's me. I just don't need it to be about me. Finish it up? Okay. How much time? Just close it up? All right, cool. All right. So what I'd invite you to do is practice when you're in class and other people are there from the previous class or you're taking a break or whatever. See if you can move the way that they're moving in a very small internal way. See if you can feel the connection between their center and your center. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is learn how to reach with our empathy to beyond ourself. In Taijiquan, we talk about going in and finding ourself with that interoception, but here we'd like to kind of reach with our tingjin to another. In this case, empathetically. I know how to reach to the other guy if it's, sparring or leitai or something. That's my jam. But how can I reach to that other person and recognize once they're going off their reservation and help them recover center? And then I do that as a smaller practice within myself. Okay? So thanks for joining me for this little experiment. Not how I usually do it. Quite fun. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your help. That was fantastic.
Okay, this is a Sun style Taiji, and the hallmark of Sun style Taiji, people will say, is Kai Hu, open and close, and also follow step, because it's using Xingyi and it's also using Bagua. Um, for the follow step, real quick, okay, when I take a forward step in a bow, if I raise my foot enough to pick it up and naturally fall down, that's right here. So this is really close. This is really far. This is right in between. So when I do the follow step like this, right? And it's because of this follow step that the energy goes forward. Okay. Also, if you see my maximum reach when you look in the camera, I should see it this way. You look in the camera, this is my maximum reach. This. But the minute I go like this, you see how much more my reach is. Okay. Same thing when I'm doing this. Okay. And then as far as the Bagua, okay, the first thing we're actually forced to learn is the single palm change and the double palm change. And then as far as Xingyi is concerned, we learn Santi, and then we learn some form of Pichuan, okay, chopping fist. Some guys will do more of a chop, some guys will do more forward, okay. I'm just saying, what makes Sun style kind of difficult, I'm not trying to deter you from doing it, is that you have to learn those other two styles a little bit, just a little bit, okay. Okay, that being said, the first part of uh, Sun style Taiji is you see people raise hands and go like this. I don't. Is anybody interested in what this is? Raise your hand. Okay, good. So I have a. Can I borrow you a second? We have not rehearsed this. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. The thing is the engine. The reason I brought up the footwork and the engine that drives Sun style power, okay, is you don't go. It's just like the Taiji where you don't go head on. Okay. So if keep my hand down. If I do this and I go directly into strength, that's what happened. When I rotate and I go like this, you see, what I did was I don't change the power where he's strong. I change the power ahead of him, and then I go forward. Do you see what's happening to his strength? Same thing. Right now, it's my right hand on his left, but it's the same thing when I go like this. It'd be hard to stop me. I mean, it'd be easy to stop me if I go the same way. But the minute I change the power, this is the where someone touches you. This is where you can easily find power, right? Is that not true? Where someone pushes you, can you go against it? Everybody say yes. Yes, right? So now, the mistake a lot of people make is they use their shoulder, for example. This is wrong. So he's already doing Tai Chi. He's coming at me. Okay? They use the elbow. They go like this. So he's coming at me. They use the point of contact, the same thing, right? But when I make my energy long and I go like this, what does it feel like? It feels different, right? Now, excuse me, just stay right there. I'm not using the footwork yet. When I go, this is a koibu, and this is baibu. Koibu, baibu. And as soon as I combine this and I put it together, right here, so when I go like this, that's what gives you that stepping, that energy power, and it goes like that, right? So does it feel that way, right? And I'm not ask people to jump around. If anybody tries to jump around needlessly, I'll throw them out, right? I'm not saying that. Okay, I don't like when people do demos and there's a teacher just barely waves their hand and the guy goes flying, right? I'm just saying if I have the power to do that, that's fine, but don't ever embellish what I'm doing, right? Because I'm not going to try to hurt you anyway, all right? So all you're really doing when you're going like this is you're saying first, like the first learning is don't go against the power. So you go like this, go up against my power. Can you find my power? To find someone's power is to know where they're weak. Now, if you only use at the point I'm touching you, that's all it is. But I want you, even though I'm grabbing here, to open your fingers, okay? And lift your fingers past my grip and then go forward. Look what happened, right? So do you guys catch what I'm saying? The power point, the stick point is right there, and the power point is also where? Right there. When you open your fingers, this is a moves your chi, your focus to your extremities. And when the power is at the extremities, that's where you go. It's as simple as that. When we're in Wu Ji, it means no mind, no root. Then you sit and you grind the right hand side. When you lift, this creates a stick point. This pulls down right here. And this is like a chugging train. You guys ever seen? Don't make me do too much of this for the camera. I'm gonna look stupid, right? So, but you know, like a train going chug, chug, chug like this. Okay. So that circle, when you go like this, is you're finding where they're strong and then where to go past it. It doesn't always have to be up. It could be to the side. It could be down. In this particular example, it happens to go up when you go like this. Okay. The other thing about up is, if he was doing that, see, you do this with one hand also. We're like this. Maybe we're in a hockey fight and I'm grabbing his jersey and he's grabbing mine. Grab this. This is a hockey fight. See that? So he's doing this, but I do this. See that? I don't need to make him let go. I just change the power. That's it. He can hold on to it all he wants. I want him to hold on to it. If he holds on to it, that means he's not hitting me. Right? So, I mean, what kind of seminar are we going to do with this? I only get like 45 minutes. If everyone's practicing that, which I would love, don't get me wrong, but how many moves can I show? Right? Do you guys all want to practice this real quick? That all you have to do is find a partner, right? And then go like this. He's trying to lift the hand this way. What the partner should do is find where the person is strong. To know where I'm strong is what? Is to know where I'll be weak. Let's say the angle of my strength is exactly where my bones is. That means any angle perpendicular to that line is going to be the breaking angle, right? So when you lift your fingers past that and go up towards me, and always think that your energy is long. Don't do this. See how my hand grew soft? It's not soft like that. It's this. This is not about, this is not about that. This is about that, okay? Now, this small fact is a microcosm for how you manipulate other people. Like I use this in push hands all the time. I can't believe I'm giving this away, okay? So sometimes some guys, I'll do this way, left foot, so you guys can see me. Sometimes a guy like has a hand like this. He's already touching me. So this is what I call a point of purchase, where he's touching me, right? If he's comfortable, can he push? Yes. If he's comfortable, can he manipulate me? Yes. But if I make you uncomfortable, see how he's uncomfortable? Then what? It makes it easier, right? So it looks so subtle, but all I'm doing is, I want to say I'm messing with it. I'm screwing around with where his point of purchase is so that he won't have a good way to touch me. If he's, sometimes some people say, don't put your hand right at the body like this. If I leave it there for too long, this is bad. But if I change the angle, what do I do? I didn't use my elbow. I didn't use my shoulder. I just used my fingers. And it's not because I'm strong, right? I'm not using a lot of strength. This is called the tiger's mouth right here. So I just went like this. So now it makes it easy. But if I worry about, okay, now I got to make a big circular movement and do like this, he's going to follow me. You know what I mean? So the movements are small. Like that. Can I move on to the good stuff, or are you guys good with that? Is this the good stuff? Wait, should I stay with this kind of detail, or should I do something else? Because if you just leave it up to me, no, just kidding. Okay, I'm bad at Chinese pronunciation, so please forgive me. Okay, but too lazy to tie the coat. Lang zai, lang zai, right? This is a lazily tying coat. Looks like this. Can I borrow someone? No offense. I've not touched hands with you, have I? Okay. Can I borrow you? How's it going? All right. All right. Okay. In too lazy to tie the coat in Sun style, if I had a jacket in my hand, like this, I'm like, oh, I don't have any place to hang my jacket. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go like this. That's what I'm doing. Okay. So that's what Lang Zai is for Sun style. Okay. If you stick your hand out and I go like this, the way the form is I round like this and then I go forward. But the problem with that is her hand is still in the way, isn't it? How about this hand? Here, pushing with this hand right here. If I go like this, if you're reactive, you'll still come back with that same hand. Stop my hand when I go like this. See? So what nobody's really looking at when they're looking at lazily tying the coat in Sun style is the other hand. So you stick your hand out. You stick your other hand out right here. So you see what I'm doing like this? I'm using my checking hand. I'm going like this. There you go, right there. Right? This right here is lazily tying coat. But always use the other hand. If you can do it with one hand, she sucks. I'm just not you suck, but the other person sucks. Okay. I gotta get in the camera. All right. Sorry. Okay. So lazily tying coat, right? Most of the time when you see it is people are doing this. Okay. And then they're pushing. Again, do you see how this hand remains in my way? But if I go like this, you know the other hand is going to come out. The way they counter is the way that's going to give it to you right here. And then this is the great movement for Pichuan. When you go like this is a perfect movement for Pichuan right on top. So I have this hand. I go like this. You better stop my hand. There you go. Now I do Pichuan right here. Then this will lead me to my next thing. This is twist stab and lifting right here. So when you see doing this, right? Thank you. Thank you for coming out to do that, right? So for lazily tying coat, right? If everybody's facing this way, right here, okay? This is your direct center. Direct center. What is the center really? When you look at somebody and you could see their spine right through the sternum, right the nose right here, that's the center. Anything over here is not the center. And it doesn't matter how I turn, you're always pointed at my center. So when I'm like this, lazily tying coat, I bring it around the jacket and the jacket around my shoulder and then push. Okay? I know it's not that exciting, is it? Do people want to partner up or do you want me to keep telling you what the next moves are? We want to know what the next moves are. I like it. You want to do? Yes. Okay. Pat the high horse. Are you talking about this? Are you talking about this right here? Are you talking about this right here? Santi? Right there. Yeah, I was just doing that. So after you go like this, right here, I mean, it doesn't have to be P. P means chop, okay? But you don't have to hit with chop. You can go like this and just hit straight. You don't have to hit with chop. That's what that, okay. In Sun style, this is a good question right here. This is what you do. You go like this. And what that means is one hand over the other and you go like this. If he has his hands like this, let's say we're in the camera like this. Okay. Let's say, we're doing this, right? And he sticks his hand out right here. So when I go like this, I got both hands out right before I go like this. If I were doing it this hand, same thing. I would go like this and I would hand switch and I would go like this. And how do you know when you're doing it right? Do you know how to do Santi? I'm gonna teach you right here. So you need, this leg is burning. This leg is flat. This shin is straight up and down. Pinch with the knees. Do this right here. Okay, stay there. Stay there. Almost. Right here. Put the back of your wrist into your belly. Right here. And then this one is like this. Sink the elbow. Relax the shoulder. Palm forward. Push forward with this. Not on the front foot. Back foot. Back foot. Back foot. Okay, put it down. Now, don't let me do this. I'm water skiing. Higher, higher, like this. There you go, like this. So like this, and like this. Like this, and like this. That's on his way to doing it right, like that. If he pull you and you go like this is bad. You go like this, that's bad. Okay? Any other questions? Sorry, thank you. So, do you know, okay? The next thing is a bit of an enigma. There are some people that talk that like, so this is called open and close. Okay? My pronunciation is bad. Open and close. Kai he. Okay? So go like this. Kai he, excuse me. Okay? So the thing is, open and close is the hands are coming near each other. And anytime the hands come near each other, there's a potential for a hand switch. In other styles, sometimes a yang style, like for example, you'll see us the hands will cross like this just before you do that. Every time you see a hand cross, you have the ability to switch hands. Same thing when you're going like this. Can I touch hands with somebody else? No offense. No, not you. I know you. Yeah, Neil. Yeah, he's a big guy. Okay. So how's it going? Okay. First thing about cross hands. I know this about open hand, but I want to show you something here. Hold this. This is the open part of his grip. So if I go like this, when I cross hands, it makes it easy to come out. Right? If I did it this way, it would be hard. But as soon as I do heaven palm like this, it goes like this. Now, when I do, if we're doing like push hands like this, and we're going like this, okay, and then I bring the hands together. I don't have to be forceful. It's just I bring the hands together. Do you see what I did? I did a hand switch like this. Because single whip in Sun style, stay there, is even though I go to the left, I look to the right. It's not like other styles where you go like this or you do this. It's weird. It does this. It's almost like, look at me, right? Okay, but what the thing is what are you doing with this hand? Okay, the way the first time you see it, no, not the first time, but later when you see it, go like this, and then you do this. If he has this hand and I do open and close like this, I get close and I do a hand switch. When I go like this, if he's smart, I will look at this hand and go like this. If he's smart, he will block my hand. And then when I lead up, this is where I go, right here. I don't have to use it that way. We could be pushing this way. And then I'll go like this. You better block my hand. If I lead up right here, he will follow my hand. That's what I want. Right here. All I have to do with this hand is remove the opposing thumb. It's hard to stop me, is it? Right? Like this. So when I go like this, like this, okay? When I was doing this earlier, like this, you better block my hand. That's exactly what I'm waiting for. I show it this side. We're doing this. This is lazily tying the coat. This is a hit. This is a peach one. You better block my hand like that. When he does that right here, because those of you who do sun style, it's this. That's what you're doing. When I'm doing this, I'm constantly doing that. So that's what you're using that for, right? In the form, again, it goes lazily tying coat, open and close, single whip. Again, the thing about single whip is, so what a lot of people would have you believe is I'm doing wave hands like clouds and I'm separating his hands like this. And then as I block this way, I'm going like this. Thing is I'm looking at this hand, but this hand is going like this. If I focus on this hand, his arm becomes long. And then that's when you go on this hand. Now it makes it easier to apply something else. So that's the only reason that the hand, you're looking at the other direction. Otherwise, it would be like other Sun style where you go like this. Other Tai Chi where you go like that. Did I confuse you? Sorry. Okay. Okay, you want me to go on? I mean, if we want to make this partner drilling, it's kind, but it's going to eat up. It's going to eat up the time of if we make it partner drilling. Okay. See what I mean? Let's see. I have to wrap it up. Okay. Okay. Um, something else. I want to bring out something else interesting about Sun style. Okay. So in repulse monkey doesn't look like this. So there's a camera. It doesn't look like this. It looks like this. It looks like brush knee. So you're sticking your hand out. So what I go like this, I go brush knee, and then I go like this. That's where I put my hand. Now, if I'm short enough and he's tall enough, I will go like this. I will do like this. Same thing. See where I put my hand right here? Like this. The problem is, some guy goes, I know you're going to do that. So he said, no, I won't let you. So when I put my hand here, you root. So he won't let me. In the form, we don't do like that exactly. What we do is we go like this, and then, oh, you can't see me. So we need to go this angle. Sorry. It goes like this. You'll notice I do triangle footwork, and then I float back. This will be good for you guys. You guys will like this. If I try straight when he's rooted, nothing will happen. If I do a follow step and go like this, he will go. He won't let me right here, but when I turn to follow step, he will go. And then it makes it easier for me. So that's the reason why in the form, when you see people doing like this, you'll see them float backwards this way. Otherwise, it would look like this, side to side only. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, without that float back. So hold this, put your other hand right here. No, right here. Right here underneath. Step back with this one. Okay, like this. Okay, so you want to lift. There it is right there. Now, suppose I resist. Like this. You use this part right here. Okay, you know what this is right here? This is Neo, this is me making fun of him, but this is a pocketbook. He's holding his pocketbook right here, right? His purse. Okay, hold your pocketbook. Okay, walk funny. No, I was kidding. Hold your pocketbook like this, right? Now, 90 degrees, hold it there. Watch how, no, hold it there, like this. Watch how strong it is right here. See that? But it's not strong right here. When I put it right here in the pocketbook right here, he will go when I go like this. Then I go like this. He's a big guy. He's heavy. So I go like this. And it's right here instead of right here, like this. So he puts it right here. Now, back step with your right foot. And then turn. There you go. He'll go. And that's the other way, the follow step is making that power transition. This way. Like that. Okay? But again, that comes from this. Fair Lady Weaves. I don't know how much time I have left, so I'll go over signature movements. Like this. So the first movement you see him do is you knock this hand down like this. And then when this hand comes out right here, you go like this. If I'm doing it this way, he knocks this way. This is inside to out. And this is outside to in. Okay? Because what you're looking at when you see that is this. Like this. When he has his hands like this is a human model. This is Neil's inside, and this is his what? If I'm like this, when I do Fair Lady Weaves, I work back towards his what? Inside. And if I happen to be on the inside, and I go like this, I work towards his what? Outside. The main targets, solar plexus and out here. What do you feel here? Sure, Anybody, you guys, you put your thumb right here where your arm is. Move your arm and put your thumb right here. you know what? I'm really skinny right here. I'm not skinny here, but I'm skinny right here. So this is the spot you want right here. You're gonna get hurt right here, like this. So every time you see people doing this, that's this hand. He's like this. When we're doing this, like this, like that. See where I put it right here, like this, like that. I go above the elbow right here, above the elbow. If I go below the elbow, what happens to his arm? I go like this above the elbow right here, like this, like that. So that's Fair Lady Weave, okay? Okay. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Aiping Tai Chi. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you all so much for staying with us all the way to the end. This is a long day, especially the folks who were at Colchester. They started at 10 a.m. in Colchester, and now it is past 6 p.m. and really appreciate staying with us. This is an all-day Connecticut World Tai Chi Qigong Day celebration, so thank you guys so much. And then even the folks online, we still have over 50 people that have stuck with us all the way from 2 until now. So thank you, folks, for being part of World Tai Chi Qigong Day with us. And this was Onassis Parungao Sun Style Tai Chi Workshop. And Onassis, he teaches up in the Ledyard, Gales Ferry part of Connecticut. But Onassis, he has a YouTube channel, and he's starting to make content again. So that's, there's some new videos that are up there. So I was really happy to see, because Onassis, he has so much knowledge, and you might notice that I like content, I make content, and I think that content is how we bring these traditional arts to keep them alive in our modern times, and content is the way that we can share the arts. So the folks that were featured on the live stream are people who have content as part of their practice. So whether you have online classes or videos, those are things that I want to connect my followers with other people who are trying to grow a following and share, because we need the traditional arts promoted. We need authentic teachings valued, and traditional, it's a broad category. Like I think anybody who wants to delve into the meaning and understanding and trying to find the connection to source, to me, is traditional, and you can use anything to try to delve into that. So I don't think it's tied to any one form. It's just, I think it's a sense of how you want to approach the teaching and what you share. There's a lot of things that are very popular that don't do that. And there's a thinking that we don't need that anymore, that people just want very easy with no substance. And I don't think that's true, because what I found with content is people actually do want substance, but they want you to present it in a way that they can understand and it's accessible. So I want to promote and encourage people to make content and share the traditional arts. The finale that we started many years ago was everybody come together to do Tai Chi together. And the form that we chose was 24 form, just because more people know that form than any other form. So that's how we're going to end our finale, and encourage folks at home to just practice along. So we all do Tai Chi together. Like, thank you so much for being a part of this. I really, really appreciate it. I know not everybody knows it, and to do it all together, it just, we picked it because it tends to be more people know that one, but we can pick anyone. It's just something for us to all share and do together. Oh, Ron wants a group photo. Ron wants a group photo. All right, so that concludes our World Tai Chi Qigong Day program. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Wave to folks that are tuning in online. So people are watching all around the world, and they will continue to watch this. Our program last year got a lot of views, and even the video edit of the live stream has gotten a lot of views. So it just is going to get a lot of views. And we're able to bring it to people who don't have it around them. We're really fortunate in Connecticut. We have a lot of great Tai Chi in Connecticut, but a lot of people, they don't have what we have here. So it's a way for them to also be a part of it. So thank you so much.
All right. Taking a shot. Thank you for staying with us. Happy World Tai Chi Qigong Day. So, it's cool, right? You get, it's like so shiny. You're gonna see. And no one's got the two, so. So I'm still just playing around with this. So, a little preview of some things that been working on some stuff with someone who is kind of a genius about this stuff. So we're gonna show some really fun things with the fan when it's ready. That's something to keep an eye out for later. Okay, so I guess that's how I will leave the stream. You guys know I sell these. So on aipingtaichi.com, I got the manufacturer to make a left-handed fan. So this is, I guess maybe I'll just leave. I don't know how many folks kind of watch me on the different platforms, but on TikTok, I did a video about this metal fan, and it got 2 million views. It was this big video, and there are all these people who were saying, oh my gosh, I'm gonna buy 2 so that I can have a pair. And that prompted me to make another video to say, no, you can't buy 2 because then what you're gonna get are 2 right-handed fans. And you can't use a right-handed fan in your left hand because they're made differently. You need to have a left-handed fan. It has a grip that is for your thumb, and if you use a right-handed fan in your left hand, you can't hold it well. Like if you hold, if you try to hold it like with the grip part, it doesn't open. It'll be like this. So if you ever use a fan and it doesn't open, it's like that. It's because you have it in the wrong hand. So I made another video to say they don't really make martial fans for left-handed. Like metal fans aren't really made for left hands because martial weapons, they tend to just make it for the right hand. People, Chinese people tend to be right-handed. Like they kind of beat that into you. At least my grandfather, he would whack my hand with chopsticks every time I tried to pick something up with my left hand. So like you learn how to be right-handed, and they didn't even make left-handed ones. So I went to the manufacturer. I actually tracked down this manufacturer in China, and I had them make a left-handed version. And so I've been selling it, and that was like born from TikTok, and that like spread across like everywhere. So it's kind of cool that I'm selling something that no one else has, and I've got them in like black and red, and people are like them. And I'm seeing people are making content with these fans, and they're also showing up in competitions. So people are using these fans for competitions because it actually just moves so much better than like other metal fans. It's just so smooth. So it's kind of cool. So I didn't think I would be selling fans as part of what I do, but I am because they're kind of awesome. So I'm going to be making more content to show things that we can do with both and trying to keep it more within the principles of Tai Chi to show how you would move with fan in a more Tai Chi way. So that is the my genius Dilo is going to work with me on making these cool moves that we're gonna teach and turn into really cool form. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so that's how I'm gonna sign off. Thank you guys so much for joining World Tai Chi Qigong Day.